This is The Last Bartender. What is The Last Bartender? I came up with the concept of The Last Bartender after actually going to the Last bookstore in downtown Los Angeles. It's an amazing bookstore. The place is super cool. But I couldn't believe that the tag or the name, the Instagram handle, The Last Bartender, hadn't been taken. And I think it's because everybody wants to be a mixologist. That's what everybody talks about nowadays, the art of mixology. And, oh, are you a mixologist when you tell someone you're a bartender? Well, like it says in the bio, you have to be an amazing mixologist if you're a good bartender. And a good mixologist isn't always a great bartender. I think mixology is 10% of what a bartender does. The other 90% is making someone feel comfortable, feel at home. You know, you can get them to get in there and watch you make that crazy cool drink. But if you want them to stay in there, your guests to stay in there for 3 or 4 of them, you better have something to say to people. So think about in cinemas, in movie history. The bartender is always like the oracle, the guru. He's always the one he's like the Morgan Freeman before there was Morgan Freeman. They would talk to the bartender and he would put something together. He would like say something profound that would direct people on their path. And that art has been lost. So who am I to be saying all this stuff? Am I the great bartender? I am a bartender, and I know that I am a bartender. I've been in the service industry for 35 years. I've bartended specifically for almost 15 years. 10, 12 years, and a couple years before that, like right when I was 21, then I went away to college and got a degree in bullshit at the University of California at Santa Cruz, politics, which nobody wants to talk about. And I came home, time to get a job, time to join the corporate machine. I said screw that, and I started a drug habit, and got another job in the service industry. So actually, I worked at a bar, was bartending, and then left, and then started the most important part of my bartending career. The best practice I could have possibly gotten, working at an elementary school in an affluent area, because you're dealing with kids and you're dealing with over-entitled parents. So with the kids, you have to know who's about to throw up, who's going to start a fight, what people want before they even ask for it. I mean, that's just working on a playground. And then the parents, I mean, you're dealing with someone who always thinks they know better than you. And I mean, what better parallel for working in a bar than those kind of things? If you can deal with people like that, you can deal with any bar patron. So after working at an elementary school for about 9 years, that's when I started my last run bartending. And full disclosure, I started both of my bartending gigs at the door. And it's a great way to get into a place and to see the way the place works and to see if you really want to be there, if you have the ability to do that. I had a business that was failing, and but there was still money coming in, so I was able to sit at the door and just learn and, well, sit at the door and learn and do a fair amount of drinking. The first place I worked at was basically a Wild West saloon, and I'll tell stories about that later. But I just wanted to give you guys a little intro into who I am and what the Last Bartender is all about. So I'm going to be doing different videos now. I'm going to be still doing the same videos I've been doing, but I'm going to start telling bartender stories. I'm going to start trying to breathe life into the other 90% besides the 10% of mixology. So this is The Last Bartender. I hope you're enjoying the page, and I hope you're enjoying the channel, and happy drinking.